Hey guys, what's up? It's Frank here from Altcoin Buzz. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the altcoins pretty much have not yet fully recovered. We've seen minor recoveries, and AVAX, of course, is no exception to that. So we're gonna have a look at AVAX to see what's going on here. We're seeing something very interesting on the monthly time frame, which might suggest that we have a bottom. Of course, we're going to go all the way down to the 4-hour time frame and give you the levels that you need to be watching. So stick around until the end of the video for me to give you these important levels to be watching. And of course, we will also go over AVAX BTC and AVAX ETH just to, again, give you some perspective, give you the bigger picture of the AVAX Avalanche price market. Now, for those of you who don't know, Altcoin Buzz is first and foremost a crypto investment research company, and we have been providing you numerous 100x returns since 2017. So if you want to get in on that action, join our Altcoin Buzz Access group, where we document up-to-date research covering undervalued altcoin gems, NFT minting opportunities, and our portfolio strategies. So if you want to take part in the action, click the link up above or down in the comment section down below to take part in the action today. Also, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell button so that you don't miss any future updates. And finally, please note that none of this is financial advice. So AVAX is currently in 14th place. We've seen minus 6% for the past week. Not very much unlike a lot of the other altcoins. And in the past day also, we are in the red. We are in the red for most of the crypto market for the 1-hour, 24-hour, and 7-day timeframes, as it so happens. Although we are seeing some recovery for Polkadot and BNB over the past 7 days. I covered BNB in a past video. Be sure to check that out. But today, of course, we are talking about AVAX Avalanche. So let's have a look. Well, before we go to the monthly chart of AVAX over here to show you this interesting indicator that I found, let's just look at how AVAX compares to Bitcoin. So when the AVAX BTC chart first launched here on Binance was on 1st of July 2020, we can see that since then we've been more or less in an uptrend. However, we've only seen just about 22, 23 months of data here, so there's not really enough data to make an important conclusion. But there is some reason to believe that we might find support here. This marked previous highs on the candle closes of AVAX BTC. There is some reason to believe that AVAX BTC might find support here. AVAX ETH, similarly, we don't have a lot of data on. It obviously outperformed Ethereum significantly from the 1st of July 2021 until about the end of 2021, beginning 2022. So really not too much to say here. Of course, it's a relatively new asset. So let's now go to AVAX USDT. So you might be worried seeing this big move down here. We've seen a move from the $147 level almost all the way down to the $23.88 level. But what's interesting is that if you look at this in the context of the previous move up, you can see that we've reached approximately the 887 level. We've come just below it. And the last time we had a monthly upswing, if we draw it from the low of the previous monthly upswing of $3.08 to the high of $60.19, we can see that where did we find support? The 887, right? So that's quite interesting. That shows that if history is to repeat itself, which of course there's no confirmation that it will, that we might see support over here. But if it does repeat itself, even if it happens the way it did before, we will have at least another month at this or around this price level before we move up. Tell me down in the comments section below, do you think that the 887 will prove to be support and that this is the all-time low for AVAX? Or do you think the support will break? Type hold if you think this is the bottom, and type break if you think that we will break below this support. Okay, so as mentioned, this is really a hypothetical support right now, in the sense that we only have one factor indicating that this is support, this 887, and the fact that we did find support here before. because really, in terms of market structure, you can see there's nothing else to indicate that this is a support zone. If the price had fallen to about $39.39, we could say, okay, there was some previous market structure, but really there's no obvious market structure all the way down to about $18. We'll see later where the next supports are. So we are really hoping that this will hold support. There's no confluence, is what we call it in technical analysis. There's no range of factors. There's not more than one reason to believe that we will find support here, but there is some potential to find support here at this $23.51. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, we are seeing a new record in terms of red weekly candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now potentially a 7th red candle. So this is unprecedented in terms of a move down. But again, this chart is not very old, so it's not unreasonable to see unprecedented things in a chart which is as new as this. Now, in terms of the weekly RSI, interestingly enough, we are at the previous bottom RSI that we ever had, 32.89. But again, as mentioned, this doesn't mean that this is a crucial support. This is just something interesting to note. And again, another potential reason for why this might be near the bottom. Certainly 6 weeks in the red is, even for a lot of other altcoins, is rather unusual. So I do suspect that the bearish momentum will be slowing down. Even if we have another move down, I don't think it'll be nearly as explosive as the move that we've seen here. Okay, coming down to the daily time frame now, we're going to look at the resistance levels. So the most immediate resistance level is the previous daily high at $38.2. The next resistance level is the previous market support, where we have found support 3 times, and that is the $52.47 level. And finally, the weekly resistance is at the $69.45 level. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of space between the current price and these resistances. And similarly, in terms of support, there's a lot of space between the current price and the support. And that is why we are likely to see a lot of volatility in this market, since there's no strong support or resistance close to the current level. That being said, the closest support is the $23.59 level. I personally don't think we will go much below that in the short term. If we do break that, then really we're looking at the volume profile, which suggests that we might find support around the $14.24 level. That's the top of this yellow and blue bar over here. And if we really fail to find support there, the next support would be at the $9.33 level, marking the previous double bottom over here. Now, looking at the daily RSI, it's interesting to note that we've never seen this many days below the 30 line. We've had approximately 6 bars below the 30 line in a row, and that is directly after already having been below the 30 line before that. We have never even been below the 30 line twice in a row like this. So it does seem as though the market is very overextended. Another interesting thing to note, of course, is this volume climax. So when we see an explosive volume like this in one direction and the price is already rather extended, in other words, the price was already moving down for several weeks before this happened, and then on the 11th of May we saw this extreme volume over here. This often marks the end of a move. It's like an exhaustion. It's like there's a lot of volume being traded here, a lot of people sold already, and pretty much everyone who wants to sell has probably already sold most of what they wanted to sell at this volume spike. Okay, so just finally looking down on the 4-hour time frame, things are not looking good here. We have a bear flag here with multiple touches at the top of this triangle and multiple touches at the bottom if we're looking at candle closes, and we've had a break down from this. So traditional technical analysis would assume that we would see another new low from here, and honestly we might. It's just that the higher time frames are suggesting that this market is overextended to the downside, so we are somewhat unlikely to see too much more downwards price action, although it's absolutely possible that we come and approach the sort of 23 and possibly even the $20 level. I think the most likely scenario is that we don't break the $20 level. I think that this is going to be more or less the low for now. And although we will see a lot of erratic price action over the coming weeks, I don't think we will go anywhere below the $20 level. That's just my personal price prediction. This, of course, is not financial advice. Guys, that's been it from me for today. If you like this video, be sure to check out the video on BNB, Binance. It is performing exceptionally well compared to other altcoins, so it's definitely one coin you want to have on your radar. So check that out in the link up above. And with that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next one.